What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
The marvelous Mrs. Maisel is ready to go out with a bang, just as Midge's comedy career is getting back on track. Midge's journey continues to tell an engaging story with a blast to the past without having to time travel. Recap. The marvelous Mrs. Maisel, a bright, active, and smart Jewish lady who lives in 1950s Manhattan, has her life planned out: attend college, find a spouse, have children, and host the best Yom Kippur breakfast in town. Soon enough, she is living happily on the Upper West Side with her husband and 2 kids, precisely where she had intended to be. A woman of her time, Midge is the cheerleading wife of a man who aspires to a career in stand-up comedy. Her ideal life is shattered when her husband unexpectedly leaves her for another woman. Completely unprepared, Midge is forced to take stock of her life. She discovers her comedic abilities when she unintentionally steps onto a nightclub stage, and she chooses to use her newfound talent to help her alter her life. As she pursues a career in the male-dominated stand-up comedy industry, the series follows Midge's journey as she changes from an Uptown Society matron to an East Village Club performer. In the previous season, Midge was enraged and prepared to assert her authority and freedom of speech. Conflict results, and it doesn't just involve Susie. Midge takes the risk of alienating her loved ones. After all, it was speaking her opinion that put Midge back in the first place. The actual narrative begins at the end of Season 3. Miriam is still having trouble adjusting to life in the man's world after being removed from Shy Baldwin's tour. She is enraged, acting like the victim and complaining that Shy lost out on a significant opportunity. Eventually, Midge picks herself up and decides to make it big by performing as the lead act and doing things her way. Meanwhile, Joel is concerned about how Shirley and Moishi would react to his new girlfriend, May. Oh, and she's Chinese as well, which he thinks will be difficult for both of them. Various other subplots go along with this one, such as Rose creating a matchmaking business, Abe beginning to pursue his ambitions, and Susie growing and trying to attract additional talent to her recently launched company. The majority of Miriam's story revolves around her bitter resentment and jealousy of Shy Baldwin. One unsettling event has Miriam being invited to Shy Baldwin's wedding, but then doing everything in her power to waste as much of his money by drinking and eating the night away. Overall, Miriam is a real victim of the season, going from a self-assured, intelligent lady who is determined to succeed no matter what, to someone who thinks the world owes her a favor.
I'm gonna say exactly what's on my mind.
Mrs. Maisel, time to start the show.
Release date. The 4th season of the television show has just been released, and it was picked up for a 5th and final season. Therefore, we have a short wait ahead of us. Given that filming for Season 5 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel started in February 2022, it seems quite unlikely that we will see it in 2022. Simply said, there isn't enough time to produce and edit the episodes. We won't see it until February 2023, at the earliest. The last season's episode count has not yet been disclosed, however. It most likely will feature 8 episodes like the first 3 out of 4 seasons did. The start of previous seasons hasn't been consistent, with some starting sooner and others later in the year. Apart from the pandemic years, this is a series that accomplished a 12-month turnaround from previous seasons. Therefore, there is a possibility that it will occur again. If not, spring 2023 is what we may hope for, as most Prime Video shows have a 14-month season break. Cast. Since Mrs. Maisel's shootings have started, we already know which cast members will be returning and joining for the upcoming 5th season. Without Rachel Brosnahan, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel will not be the same. Fortunately, she will be back to play the series' main character. For Season 5, all of your favorite Mrs. Maisel cast members are expected to return. We will see Alex Borstein as Susie Meyerson, Maren Hinkle as Rose Maisel, Tony Shalhoub as Abe Maisel, Michael Zegan as Joel Maisel, Kevin Pollak as Moish Maisel, Caroline Aaron as Shirley Maisel, and Luke Kirby as Lenny Bruce. Also, Reed Scott, who portrayed Gordon Ford, the host of a late-night talk show in Season 4, will return as a series regular in Season 5. Since the start of Season 5, Milo Ventimiglia has been seen filming with Rachel in New York City. He originally featured in Season 4 as a mystery man who attracted Midge's attention, but they had falling out after sleeping together and were interrupted by his wife. We might see Midge re-establishing contact with Milo's character in the upcoming season. Another fresh face who joined the series is Kelly Bishop from Gilmore Girls, who might have a bigger role in the show. In addition, we have Stephanie Sue as May, Joel's girlfriend, Alfie Fuller as Dinah Rutledge, Susie's assistant, and Jason Ralph as Mike Carr, a late-night booker.
Very good. Deducing that I am Abe, Miriam's father. Hello, person I've never met before. Nice to see you for the very first time.
Story. Considering that season 5 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is expected to be the show's last, it will be a bittersweet season. Throughout the 4th season, Midge takes over and renovates an illegal strip club. The club is raided, and Midge is forced to start over, which worsens the situation. Lenny Bruce offers her the opportunity to perform as his opening act at Carnegie Hall, but she declines. Later on, they make things right. As the 4th season comes to an end, we see Midge leave Carnegie Hall in the middle of a snowstorm after a confrontation with Lenny. Eventually, Joel and May would become parents. Despite warnings from the neighborhood matchmaker mafia, Rose will continue her undertaking as a prolific matchmaker. Abe will continue his intrepid work as a theater critic, and Susie will hopefully grow her talent agency. There are rumors that the show recently released a call for jailbirds and prison guards. Perhaps someone from the Maisel universe will end up in jail once more. Will it be Midge, the usual suspect Lenny Bruce, or perhaps someone unexpected? Furthermore, we are certain that Midge will be appearing again on The Gordon Ford Show. Perhaps, like in the comics, her character will become a late-night sensation. Additionally, we are aware that Midge and Gordon may not end up being so platonic. By looking at candid photos of the shooting, which took place in the ice rink at Rockefeller Center, it appears that there is a kiss during an ice skating scenario between the two of them. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel's 5th season will undoubtedly include sequences set in Israel, and according to rumors, those scenes will reportedly be shot on Long Island. Of course, we already know that Israel will be featured in some way, somewhere. Some loose ends might be cleared up too in this 5th season. We may see who Midge chooses to date out of Benjamin, Lenny, Joel, and the intriguing, attractive man she met in season 4. The final season might possibly reveal what happened to Lenny, a fictional character based on a real-life comedian who passed away from a drug overdose in 1966 at the age of 40. Also, the season finale may reveal the fate of the club at the end of Midge's career. So overall, we can't wait to see what's happening with Midge's love life. Will she and Lenny Bruce ever get together? How will Joel's family continue to respond to the news that May is carrying his child? Will Rose continue working as a matchmaker despite the threat from some old-timers to stay out of their affairs? And if the following season doesn't bring us more Susie Myerson antics, we will become very emotional over here. With that being said, we have a lot of unanswered questions that we can't wait to find out in Season 5. On a related note, what are your expectations for Season 5 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? Do you have any wishes for the upcoming show? You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.